Greatness is real. This is all part of my childhood. You see what I'm saying? I like to keep it real with people. What you see is what you get. Hey, welcome to another edition of the Journey to Freedom podcast. And it's just an exciting time, in our world these days and thinking about what we can do as men, we can do as men with the younger folks to continue to educate folks so that will come after the fight and that will have.
We're standing on the shoulders of giants been part of our past.
And today, obviously, they stand as they have betrayed you to. It just is.
Because I met him as putting together some films that had some really good films, some exciting things that he's been able to do.
I'm gonna let him talk about his story more because he can really talk about it. But he just need your opportunity to see what one man. The opportunity to be what one man who can live in the community, make the community better, to make the community of just
that is a place that come together that we can watch together, that we can edify each other together in the way that he does film. And
you be here in this community. He's brought some folks that are here with us that are able to watch some of the things that we do so they can learn, so that they can grow, so that they can become better people. And so that is what Equally is having all the better people. And so
today we'll probably talk about trust. Today we'll probably talk about what finances. Finances. What does it take to start? What does it take to finance a film? Is it go out there and pull out your bank account, hope that it works? You have to involve other people in that process. Hey, we'll talk about health. What does it take to stay healthy? What does it take to
identity, little person, we're common identity than anything. What's it take to become a person moves up where people will trust them to do things.
That moves up where people will trust them to do things. Talk about trust. So, Clay, thank you for being on today. Thank you for being part of this show. Part of the show. What is
hopefully like I said, 100 black minutes, and you guys say, the job has the theology not going to change you so that you rise in the west of the spirit, you're going to an amazing open celebrate story that's going to happen in January. So last 2 days, January, first 2 days of February, it is going to be something that's going to be impactful. So
it is
Clay, tell us a little bit about
Clay, tell us a little bit about your story. You started wherever it is that you want to start. In your journey and in your story. So that'd be great.
First of all, thank you for having me. And man, I appreciate you, Brian, for what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. You keep being the pillar in the community. I got to give yourself some props too as well. But thank you for having me. Brian, I have an interest in life. But Brian, I have an interest in life, man. I'm originally
from the South.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I'm the South. I'm from Mississippi. I'm from a very small town, about an hour south at Memphis, Tennessee. And it's called Jonestown, Mississippi. Population of about 1,000 people. And it's very challenging. So I just knew that I had a purpose. That comes from, my mom. I have a father. Father passed away. And my father passed away.
Oh no!
He got killed in a car wreck. Yeah, it's my life has been challenging, man. But thank God that they're here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just thankful, man. More than you can imagine. I'm thankful and I'm grateful. Cause I don't know what it's for because I'm so honest and authentic and real. Okay. And my father was an alcoholic. And my father was an alcoholic. Well, whoever listen, y'all better put your seatbelt on. I'm not here to shoot nothing. I'm here to keep it real. You got to keep it 100 and then respectfully. But it's serving no justice for fight. It's honest.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be real, man. And my father was, an alcoholic. My mom, it's amazing how you grew up in a church and you go to church on a Sunday. You go to church on a Sunday, but then Sunday night you come to alcohol. But then you got,
Mhm.
cause we was poor. So when you come from a family that's black and you have no hope. You have alcohol, you got abuse, and you like a tug of war. You just come from church, you come from peace, then you come from this hellhole.
Oh my gosh.
You know what I'm saying? And so I was torn. But my mom kept me on let her rest, but my mom kept me on let her rest in peace. My mom just passed away for years. And so just think, I give my mom a lot of pop raising me. She did her
Mhm.
best. I had three brothers and three sisters, and my brother passed away too.
Oh my
My
gosh.
brother passed away on my birthday.
Do you have several siblings, or you
I
just?
have three. I have three sisters. It was four boys total and three girls, so it's seven of us. My sister is still alive, but my sister is still alive. But my other, but one of my brother Jackie passed away on my birthday. The same day Tupac got killed, September 13th. And my other brother, he passed away on my brother Jackie's birthday.
Oh my God.
Yeah, he 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 drank himself to death. And so my brother that's still alive is just him and I. And he was the one that found him in the kitchen room floor.
Well, that's not quick.
Yeah.
All right, so your brothers and
Man, it's like my brother, let him rest in peace. You know, and this is why I tell people all the time. This is why I tell people all the time. When you come from lacking and you want nice thing, and you come from no hope and you come from poverty and you want the finest thing, that's a bad combination. Somebody go die. Somebody gonna end up in the penitentiary. It's the truth, you know. But when I was growing up, I saw the choices that my friends were making. They would end up in jail. I said, well, I don't want to do that. I said, well, I don't want to do that. It's all come from so that's all come from in the church. The one thing I can say for me, speaking but against for nobody else, is wisdom. Wisdom is the key. If I see somebody doing something when I was a kid, even when I was playing football, I was pretty good at football. I see, I don't want to do that because they get out there in jail. No, do that. But then I realized God gave me a gift to play football. God gave me a gift to play football. I started playing football in high school. So I started playing football in high school. And I was pretty good. And then unfortunately, in my senior year, I was starting theater operas. Then I got caught in the crossfire. I got shot.
No.
Yes, I did. I got shot. I lost my eye when I was 16 years old.
Like getting shot.
After this is the have place at the wrong time. At
so
the
this
wrong
wasn't even
place
part of
at
something
the
you were
wrong
involved
time.
in. You were just like innocent
No, I was in peace. I was making peace because I knew the guys that was had a, into a fight and had an altercation. I knew both of them because I grew up in the church. I didn't drink. I didn't do drugs. I grew up very respectful. Mama, she
Mhm.
raised me right to
Mhm.
treat people right. But when you go with those, you will come back with fleas.
There you go.
You got to be very surround yourself. And I was a good kid for you to surround yourself with. And I made great choices, but I should have been very selective who I hang around. Nah, so I was wrong. I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Guys thought they shot a gun, and I tried to make peace. Guy shot the gun in a crowd, and I took off to run and buckshot. Two buckshot hit me in the eye. I had surgery 14 times. 14 surgeries. They had to rush me from Clarksdale, Mississippi hospital and it took me to Memphis, Tennessee
You
hospital.
had to go to another
And it took me
state.
to Memphis, Tennessee hospital.
You had to go to another state.
Had to go to another state. The town I'm from didn't have a hospital.
Small town then.
It was very small. It was very small. And in the town, I used to live around the corner of a cemetery. They were burying bodies on top of bodies. What I'm saying is facts. You know what I'm saying? The way I grew up was very poor. And so I remember like when we at the start of the rain, snowing, any kind of weather, snowing, any kind of severe weather, they had neighbors. They had like, indoor toilet. The neighbor had indoor toilet. We didn't have
In their toilets, so you're at outhouses.
no. Most people these days, you get the urge to want to use the restroom at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. You just get up and use the restroom, no problem. Go back to bed. Well, we couldn't do that. He had to get all sleek dressed with a raincoat on. Well, if you don't have a raincoat, you have to urinate really bad. You don't have a raincoat, you have to urinate really bad. You just had to go. But those toilets, whatever the weather condition is, you have to use the restroom. Come back.
This isn't like the 1930s or 40s. I mean, we're
Now this is like early
Early
70s.
70s without indoor plumbing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
In the United States.
In the United States.
Okay.
But sometimes, this is where I love my mom so much. She did the best that she could.
she is what she could.
Yes, because my father was around, but he wasn't around. Because he was dealing with his, but he wasn't around. Because he was dealing with his own problem with the alcohol. And he used to beat up my mom all the time. Physically and emotional. I remember one time, I'm telling the truth. I'm not making this stuff up. I remember one time it was raining really bad. My dad took my mom to the grocery store. Then he came back in the house. I'm like, where my mom at? Oh, she uptown, walked uptown. She was walking back home in the rain with groceries in her hand. Because they had gotten to an altercation.
Wow.
See, stuff like that, man. This stuff is real. Stuff like that, man. This stuff is real. This is why I'm so grateful. So I would smoothly jump ahead of myself. But when I was realizing I had to do some playing football, but that's the only way I knew to get us out of the ghetto, man. I kept saying to myself, man, it's got to be a better way. It's got to be a better way. Stay in the church. Come on alcohol. You in church, you have peace. Come to alcohol. You at church, you have peace. Come back home, you in hell. Go to church, you have peace. Come back home, you in hell. Go to church, you have peace. Come back home, you in hell. It's like they buy the house. 30 weird that they thinking, yep. At all. They do. I looked out of the window and I saw my lost girlfriend in the front seat. This is the truth. I walked outside, opened up the passenger door. I took my driver's shirt, gentle, who does to get out that car. It's Saturday morning, probably about 10 o'clock in the Saturday morning, probably about 10 o'clock in the morning.
But you had already got Mike out the car. Okay.
I was 11. He was 9. Dad drove off. There was 2 hours later. It was noon. It was a big at the door. Opened up the door. This is my uncle A.D. Let him rest in peace. He said, there's a serious car wreck on Highway 61. It looked like your dad, Junior Lee's car. Because they used to call him Junior. Mm-hmm. We hopped in his car, Lee. We hopped in his car. We drove to the scene of where the accident happened. My dad got killed 2 hours after I took Mike out of that car. That's a true story. I remember sitting in the church at the funeral. We saw this on my mom's face. I saw it. Brian, I got like a memory like yesterday. It's more of a bittersweet. Mm-hmm. Bittersweet. Sorry, you gone. Will you somebody? Sure, you gone. Will you somebody? Well, you're somebody uncle. I'm sorry you gone because I don't have to worry about the abuse anymore.
Relief. This is part of your childhood. You're growing up and you're 11.
There was 7 of us at the time. 4 boys, 3 girls. Just a fact. And man, it's just this stuff is so real.
Mhm.
And then what I realized after football, after I was in the hospital, then I'm gonna back up a little bit. When I was 7, I got caught on fire.
Yeah, kind of.
I got burned. I got a big burn on my eye right now. I got caught on fire when I was 7 years old. Everything I'm saying to you, I have proof. I have proof. You know what the proof is?
You got scars.
I got scars on my body.
Wow.
I have scars on my body. I got scars on my eye. I got scars on my body. I got scars on my eye. I got scars on my arm. I got members in my mind. And I have scars on my foot. I haven't got to that story yet. This is real. This is all part of my childhood. You see what I'm saying? I like to keep it real with people. You know, what you see is what you get. You know? And so it's all about, just inspiring people. I used to act myself all the time. Walking around that little town.
Yeah.
Walking around that little town. Got to be a better way. Oh my, it's got to be a better way. It's be a better way. And I look myself in the mirror every day. Hope nobody can answer this one question. Mom couldn't answer this question that I ask myself every day. My brothers, sisters, my neighbors, they own it. Pulling that man back in the mirror. You know what that question was, Brian? What's that? Play, what is your purpose? Play, what is your purpose?
Yeah. And no, because only you have, I know you hated me, but so we need to do what God put you on this earth to do.
Nobody is that. Only the man in the mirror and the man deep inside of you have that answer. Nobody can answer that.
So as you're going through this story and you're telling us all these things, you say it's God and it's church and it's football and it's God and it's church. There's something that had to be inside of you as well that was put inside you that allows you not to
follow those same paths. Was it a lot of I don't want that life I'm seeing? Is it I just got to get out of here? Is it I saw something that gave me the ability to
vision and bring something that was better? It is a combination.
For me, I don't know about the next man, but when you come up the way I grew up, and I have to give God all the glory, to give him the credit. I'm being brutally honest here because for wisdom, right there, wisdom deep inside of me. Because see somebody doing something and they end up in the penitentiary, I won't do that. If I see somebody that end up in the cemetery, I don't want to do that. Hey, end up in the cemetery, I don't want to do that because I like my freedom.
How do you realize that? I see, I guess you have enough people that are put away that are part of our world, part of our existence that we go, they went that I don't want to be. We have that are Carson.
Brian, I tell people this all the time. You know what that one word is?
Talk to me.
It's choices.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Choices. Or everybody in the sources. Just choice. Everybody in the world. Yeah. I don't care if you're wealthy, you're rich, or poor. Choices you made in the past is the reason why you're in the situation that you're in right now. The choices you're making in your present situation is going to be determined when you're going to be in the future. The stuff I'm saying have nothing to do with color, features, purpose, your Democratic, Republican, have nothing to do with it. What you put in life is what you get out.
We think about identity, right? And who we are, who we believe we should be. And if you think about the rappers of the 90s and the early 2000s, and almost a writer's nasty, me to be good around and me to get an entertainer.
I need to go to jail. I need to go to prison. I mean, that's the identity and the mentality that you go, are you kidding me? I mean,
you really like somebody control the time you wake up, the day you go to bed, you can see what you can eat. And you were living in that life. You were living in a life where
and you were living in that life. You were
Yes.
living in a life where so many
into
people
alcohol, just trying to
into alcohol.
Yes.
Themselves from
because life
life
wasn't what they
because
wanted.
life
They
wasn't
wanted.
what they wanted.
And you were able to
And
make.
you were able to make some really good choices.
Correct.
Somehow you separated your mind,
your mind,
you thought of the dreams that you had at night,
Mhm.
the things that you lead. What does it will be like? Coaches or other authority figures or mentors or authority figures or mentors or anything like that that you were.
One thing that I remember, my friend was a really good basketball player. In this small town, nobody become very successful in sports. I'm not gonna mention his name, but he was a really good basketball player. He was he was really good in high school. He was really good in junior college, JUCO. And he went to the University of Arkansas. And he went to the University of Arkansas. Yeah. He should have went to the NBA. But he made some bad choices. He made some bad choices. He's really good. He's the only one I remember growing up that had a little bit of success each and everything. But he had one flaws. He couldn't stop smoking weed. He lost everything.
Wow.
He lost everything. And he lost everything. And I said, I just want best to get out of Mississippi. So I have to get out of Mississippi. I have to get out of there. You have to get out of Jones. Put it that way. I end up, girl I was dating lifetime. And she was right. It's not to hold you here. Let's go to Nebraska. And I said, okay, that's my ticket. That's my ticket. Because window of opportunity is like a revolving door. That window of opportunity is like a revolving door. It's open, so close. It's going to open. It's going to close. It's going to open to be willing to seize the movement. I had a patch over my eyes though, because I just got out of the hospital. And I went to Lincoln. I got to Lincoln. I was staying with this girl. I thought we was going to get married. And one thing led to another one. I said, man, I'm tired from job to job. I was lost, man.
So you're not at school right now, or
lost, man.
not yet. So you just said I'm because the girl. How did you know about Lincoln, Nebraska? Was there? She had relatives. Okay.
She had cousins and brothers.
She had people that were there. You saying anything's better than Mississippi.
Yes.
Let me get to Nebraska.
Yes.
Were you thinking of school, that type of stuff, or you?
I was not.
Okay. So
I just want to get out of that situation.
Now you're in Lincoln.
You're getting jobs, you're working.
Yes.
Okay.
I took a job at Cook's Family Food.
Okay.
Cook's Family Food. This is where another big accident happened. I took a job at this factory. And they had me in the cooler weighing hams and stuff. In the cooler. So I pulled the trees, I was weighing them. So one of them had a bad wheel on it. And the whole thing fell on top of me. 2,800 pounds. Came straight down, shot on my right foot. I was screaming bloody murder. They rushed me to the hospital. And I had a cat. They had to teach me how to walk again.
They able to repair your foot?
They did. And so that was another accident happened. Like, man, stuff keep happening.
So you're not able to work or anything.
I tried to drive a car, but I couldn't. Cause this girl that I was with, guess what? That was her. He was a major alcoholic. He was a major alcoholic.
Okay.
She was a drunk, man. And I took this job before I realized before the injury, I had to walk to work. Probably about 10 miles. Yeah, 10 miles back. I had to walk on the snow. I had to walk, man. Even like I had to walk, then I just get home. The house was full of people, her relatives and cousins. drinking and partying and all this stuff, and no peace.
Wow.
I'm like, "Dang, golly, I can't get your
Did you find birds?
theater. I can't get your break."
Abuses?
Okay.
Job. Took another job at Alpine's a dog food place.
And my boy
And my boy Cedric Brown.
mention his name.
Mention his name because my boy today, Cedric. My boy Cedric. Cedric used to ask me this question all the time. I had strayed away from the church at the time. I had strayed away.
I'm done. My
I
eyes
wasn't
messed up. My foot shattered.
I wasn't necessarily. I just
You were
felt-
mad? Okay.
I wasn't really.
Mm-hmm.
It was more
Man.
company.
It was more come from that small town. You go to the big city of Lincoln, you start seeing pretty girls. You start seeing a whole different lifestyle. I'm being honest, you just lose focus. You just lose focus. So I took a job. Sergey used to ask me this question all the time. When I used to see him coming, I used to run from him. Not physically.
Yeah.
I used to dodge him.
Yeah.
You know the question he used to ask me? He used to ask me, Clay, if you die today, where you think you're going? You die today, where you think you go? He
Living, right? I said, yeah.
he said, you believe you're living, right? I said, yeah, I'm living with you.
He said,
He said, I mean, you're gonna die one day? I said, yes. I said, yes. And he said, where you think you're going? I couldn't answer. I don't know. I'm being brutally honest here. I don't know, man. Stop asking me that. I want to hear you back to me that. Why you got to keep asking now? Getting convicted a little bit. Unawarely. So he invited me to go to church. And so he invited me to go to church.
I haven't been to church in a long time.
And I haven't been to church in a long time now. So I finally went.
And I'm like,
And when I walked up to the door, I'm like, do I knock on the door? Or do I just walk in? I said, no, I don't know. I don't want to be rude. So I just gentle open the door and started in the back. I sat in the back, and the pastor was things was going on in church, which preaching and people doing devotions, people singing. And the last minute, they made the altar call. At the last minute, they made the altar call. And altar call. This is when I feel. This is when I can feel the demonic spirit holding me. It's a true story. I know what I felt. I know what I. It's not in my mind. I know what I felt. And they wanted to make an altar call. And I felt my butt glued to that bench. My feet to that bench. I felt like my feet was behind me. My hands were handcuffed just like this, tight to my body. And my legs
handcuffed to
the bench.
Move.
I couldn't move.
Telling you the
truth. I could not move. They can start coming over here, you tomorrow. You gonna make a fool out of yourself. Man, you ain't serious. Enemies playing in my mind and stuff. Yeah, honestly, man, I broke one hand loose like that. I felt broke another one. Then my head came apart. And honestly, I felt free, man. I felt freedom, so much freedom and peace, but that felt like I was released from something holding me. And I did not know they was gonna call people up, whoever raised their hand, you had to go to the front of the church. Whoever raised their hand, you had to go to the front of the church. And I went up there and told my testimony.
I bet there was tears in it.
Told them about how I got called fire. Told them about my dad. Told them about my arm in church and as an alcoholic. I told them about when I got shot in the eye. I told them about, when that 2,800 pounds fell out the ceiling and had to teach me how to walk again. I told them everything. That's a true story. I asked myself that question. I kept asking myself that question. Kept coming up. What's your purpose? What's your purpose? What's your purpose, Clay? Before you gave my life to Christ. I saved. Gave my life to Christ. I said, I'm going to live for the Lord from this day forward to the day I die. I said, I'm not going to be ashamed of the gospel. People don't want to listen to them. They can put some toilet paper in their ears. And they can walk away. Because I know. Or they can walk away. Because I know what God brought me from. I know what he brought me through. It's by the grace of God that I'm still alive today.
People don't want to hear.
People don't want to hear it. I'm sorry.
What I can't do.
What I can't do to go give God the glory.
Because I
know I'm still here.
You know?
My son just passed away.
No.
He did November 28th. I found him in the car. It's a true story. My mom passed away 3 years ago.
I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me go back to Lincoln, Nebraska.
I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Let me go back to Lincoln, Nebraska. Let me go back to Lincoln. Let me go back to Lincoln, and give God the glory. Because I know for a fact, man, there are so many people that I grew up with. They are not here today. It's by the grace of God that I'm still here. Because I know all the hell I've been through. Because I'm a warrior for the Lord, man.
Yeah.
And I went to school.
I used to always see the Husker football play on TV.
I used to always see the Husker football play on TV.
And I used to drive past that stadium all the time. See all that red. I couldn't afford to go to the game. And then I said, man, I got to get back in school.
Okay.
I got to
get back in school. I got to educate myself. I got to learn something. But I knew I had to drive. I knew I had passion. Because I'm very competitive. But I'm not a loser.
I'm just going to keep coming. Because you win if you don't quit.
I'm just going to keep coming. Because you win if you don't quit. And so I have that inside of me. And plus I have the favor in my life. I got the spirit inside of me. And so I just said, man,
I'm just going to
go and roll with the University of Nebraska.
Nice.
I just gotta, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just started taking a lot of general study classes and nutrition science, learn more about the body, sociology, to learn more about the mind.
And because I was open to everything.
And I took that production.
There you go. Okay. There you go. Purpose, right?
And I took the theater class. And it's just something about when I was in there, that energy that was in there. I says, wow, this is it for me. I want to learn how to make movies and tell beautiful stories through the lens of a camera. And my journey
started, and I caught that bug, man.
I caught that bug, man. Then I couldn't let it go. I couldn't shake it. Then I found out. I feel that's my
nice.
And I just started
reading books. The guy I grew up watching reading books is Charlie Chaplin.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. He was a silent actor.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah,
He's a good actor.
Amazing actor because he had to do it without being able to talk, right?
Yeah, he did.
He was able to tell stories
he did. Yep.
that were incredibly amazing.
Yep.
And not one word was ever
correct.
Was ever said.
Yep. He told his story by emotions.
Yep. He told his story by emotions and feelings. And then that girl stopped dating and stuff. Yeah, man. Exactly. Then somehow, some way, I saw another girl.
Okay.
She was a sorority girl.
Okay.
And I met her at the University of Nebraska. She graduated. She said, Clay, you want to move? She took a job in Arizona.
Okay.
And she was like, you want to
come with me to Arizona?
She said, you want to come with me? She was like, I just graduated. I got my degree in marketing, communication. I have a big offer in Arizona. And she said, do you want to come with me? I'm like, that's another opportunity.
It's close to Hollywood, right?
I didn't think about it at the time. I didn't think about Los Angeles at the time.
Because I can't imagine that Nebraska is the filmmaking capital of the world.
But then I said, okay.
Then I ended up moving with her. We lived in Ahwatukee.
Which is a suburb of Phoenix, next to Chandler Mason, Tempe. I lived there. And I went back to school.
Scottsdale Community
College. Because I didn't complete the University of Nebraska. I completed it, but I didn't complete it, the full course. So I knew what I wanted to do then.
My mind was made up. I want to be a filmmaker. And so I went to school in Scottsdale under Tracy Dreckler. She was my acting coach.
Okay.
At Scottsdale Community, she said, Clay, you're very talented. She said, Clay, you're very talented. She said, man, you have a gift. You ever thought about doing this 4 times? You ever thought about doing this 4 times? Yeah, I did. But I'm like, man, I don't know where to start. She said, just stay in class. But that bug on the inside of me would get stronger and stronger. And so me and that girl at the time, April Warford, she's still in Arizona. I know she probably don't care about me mentioning her name because she was a great person, beautiful person, great heart and everything. And unfortunately, that didn't work out. And so I was laying in my bed one night. I was laying in my bed one night. Flat out truth. I was laying in my bed one night. I was looking up at the ceiling. I said, God, if you up there anywhere, send somebody across my path because I'm ready to move to Hollywood.
Oh, you ready now? So now you know it's close. You know,
because I met my friend John Claude. He lived in Litchfield, which is west of Phoenix. I used to drive back and forth. I used to see that sign. I used to drive back and forth. I used to see that sign. Los Angeles, California, 368 miles.
You know the map.
I said 368 miles. I used to drive 3 miles. I had to turn off. Looked at that sign one night. I said, one day, I'm not going to make that turn.
Just going to keep going. 368 miles.
I don't know when. I don't know when. One day.
Yeah, because the 10 will take you almost all the way
straight to downtown.
Straight to downtown and up to
downtown.
The Burbank.
Yep. Yeah. You got it. I said one day I'm not gonna turn off. Because me and John Claude was tight. That's my boy. And he was a good friend of mine. Come back home. I'm laying in my bed one night. I said, God, if you're up there anywhere, send somebody across my path because I'm ready to go to Hollywood. Because I'm a firm believer. If you pick up the football, you better be ready to score a touchdown. You better be ready to score a touchdown. You got to have that mindset. If you're going to touch it, you better try to score. Or you go sit in the stand. Be a fan. And I have no fans mentality. I'm cut from a different cloth. Now I know that God has separated me from a lot of people. And so I was in the gym playing pickup basketball. My boy Jerry elbowed me. He said, Clay, you always talking about going to LA. They're your man right there. It's a true story. I'm like, man, how's it? It's a true story. I'm like, man, how's it full of people? Got a lot of professional athletes in here. He said, man, that guy was in Three Kings. He was in the Water Boy. He was in the program. He does all the football. There he is. Right there. Go talk to him. Then I said to myself, opportunity. When the opportunity is on the revolving door. And guess who that was? That was my boy Al Whitey. Shout out to my boy Al Whitey who took me on his wing. He was Casey from the Water Boy.
Okay.
From the Water Boy. True story. I said, man, it's a true story. I said, man, I approached him nice and kind. I said, man, I got this dream to be an actor. I said, I'm a country boy from Mississippi. I got a dream of being an actor and producer. And my boy said great things about you. I said, I got a convertible Mustang outside. I said, let me take you up to get lunch. First of all, let me pick you up and take you lunch and come and see me in acting class. And I want to hear your thoughts. Picked them up.
You actually came to your acting class?
I picked them up.
Wow.
I came to the house. I want to make sure. Picked him up. No, I came to the house. I want to make sure he came. I didn't want no excuse. I picked him up myself in my own work. I picked him up. He had lunch. I took him to school because I had one class that day. And he's sitting in the stand. I was doing a monologue or something. I forgot what the name of the monologue I did. And he said, "Man, you're very raw." He said, "But I can, but you have some potential." Okay, it's cool.
Yeah.
I said, "Man, let's do me a favor though." He said, "What's that?" I said, "Man, let's go to LA." He said, "What's that?" I said, "Man, let's go to LA." Let's go to LA.
Really?
I said, let's go to LA. I said,
so this is a class.
After class, we're driving back to Burger King. That same night, we got a beer at the sports bar at the Outback Stadium.
Okay.
I said, man, let's go to LA next weekend. I'm gonna drive. I said, I never seen the Pacific Ocean. I never seen it. I said, I'm from Jonestown. I'm from a small town, Mississippi. Small town, Mississippi. I said, let's just go. I said, I'm gonna pay for everything. We drove that weekend. We stayed the whole weekend in Los Angeles. He took me down to the ocean, man. I damn near lost my mind. But then he said, we got to his house before we was driving up. He said, I need to get a briefcase. He got a briefcase. He said, don't ask me what's in this briefcase. Don't ask me nothing about this briefcase. I'm thinking to myself, man, come on, man. Don't do nothing crazy. Don't do nothing crazy. But I didn't want to assume nothing. Got to LA. So got to LA. He said, make a left, make a right, make a left, make a right. Man. I saw Sony picture. Okay. I said, wow. I said, am I dreaming? I said, man, pitch me. Wake me up. Am I dreaming? He said, man, we about to go. He said, I'm about to show you something. Went to the back. Pulled up to the security guard. He reached to the back and pulled that briefcase up. Put the code in. Open the briefcase up. He had 6 movie scripts in there. He said, man, I've been on TV for 7 years. I wrote a script a year. I said, are you serious? I said, wow. And he looked up at the security guard. He said, Madison, Al Whiting is here. The guy picked up the phone. Beep, 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 beep. Did what he had to do. All of a sudden, the gate started coming up.
Getting on the line.
The gate started coming up.
Getting on the line.
I said, wow. I said, man, are you kidding me? I'm like, man, are you kidding me? The guy said, go to, I think it was stage 13. He parked his car. He took one of them scripts out. Went upstairs. And gave it to Adam Sandler. I'm sitting on the hood of my car. I'm looking around. Man, I'm captivated now. I'm captivated. I'm like, wow, this is real. This guy came walking the dog. I thought he was a homeless guy. I had no idea who he was. I'm a friendly guy, friendly by nature. The way my mom taught me, be nice to everybody. My mom always taught me this: be friendly with everybody. Don't be friends with everybody.
Wow. Okay.
Be friendly with everybody, but don't be friends with everybody. So I'm friendly with this guy. I came down. He said, Clay, I see you met Adam Sandler, right-hand man, Jonathan Laughlin. I'm like, what? I had no idea who he was. I had no idea who he was. He said, Jonathan Laughlin, me, my right-hand man, Clay Walker. We all went upstairs. I met the whole crew. But my point to when I share this story, which is you can't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
And man, things just started happening for me. And my mom always said these things, like gave me a lot of wisdom, like be open to everything, but be attached to nothing. Open to everything, but be attached to nothing. Don't be friendly with everybody, but don't be friends with everybody.
Great advice.
Be very selective who you hang out with. You hang out with 4 fools, you're gonna be number 5.
I like it said that way. As you're gonna become when you hang out with 4 fools, you be number 5.
That's right.
A
lot of these words of wisdom that came from God through my mom, but my mom shared it with her kids. But the problem is, are you gonna listen?
Yeah, listen. You can take the advice if you don't do nothing with it. Then it's not wisdom. Take the advice if you don't do nothing.
That's
Words
right.
is knowledge.
That's right.
Knowledge is not applied.
Yes. That's right. So long story short, we was in LA, driving around Santa Monica. We driving around. I just take me to a couple places. Take me to the beach, and take me to the studios. I don't want to go in a lot. I just want to physically see it. Because if I see it in my mind, I can hold it in my hand. That's how my mind works. If I see something, how my mind works. I see something. Somebody doing something I want to do, and they're successful at it, and they're doing it the right way. They didn't like compromise their integrity. I want to do that.
So all you had to know is it can be done.
Yes.
You just if somebody else has done it, then there's no reason I can't do it.
That's right.
How did you get through the trust part? Because one of the things that happens in our community a lot is we struggle with trusting folks. We struggle with trusting each other. We struggle with just this whole thing. I got to trust you before I can ever do anything.
I got to trust you.
I have to, but I don't know how to trust you.
But I don't know how to trust you. I don't really trust you.
What was it about
What
you
was it
that
about
allowed
you that
you
allowed
to
you
trust?
to trust?
You met this guy,
and
and all of a sudden you're driving to Los Angeles with him. He came to your acting class. What allowed you to trust him, or was it just he had done something you wanted to do and you want to watch it? How do you trust people? Because I understand be friendly, but don't be friends. And in order to be friendly, you have to trust.
But don't be friends. And in order to be
How
friends,
did you feel?
For me, it's more of credibility.
Okay.
You gotta have credibility. You gotta have credibility first.
Gotcha.
You can't be a fat guy then trying to tell me how to lose weight. It don't work that way.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? It's about credibility. I listen to what somebody says, but I watch what they do.
So you could be the fat guy that tells you which restaurants to eat at.
Yes.
Which ones are the restaurants to eat at.
Yes. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. You got credibility. That's right. Exactly. And so it's kind of like if you, for me, I listen to what people say, but I watch what they do. If what they do don't line up with what they're saying, that's a disengage. But for me, it's all about trusting myself. Before you trust somebody else, do you trust yourself? You trust somebody else, do you trust yourself? You see what I'm saying? You got to give people the benefit of the doubt. You don't know what's going on in people's personal lives. You know what I'm saying? You got to give people the person. You got to give people the benefit of the doubt. But if you have, if it's a pattern, it's a habit, then you can disengage. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Give them what you put out.
Okay.
Trust.
And then that they have to earn it after that. Okay.
But when you start, but don't avoid the warning signs.
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody you don't know what people going through. Because you don't know what people going through in their lives. But if it continue to happen, then you can see. You can't trust it. Like DMX said one time, I listened to him. He said, "Trust people see themselves." You see, they can right. A thief will steal. A liar will lie. Trust people to be themselves. Trust yourself that you can see them.
I like that.
Trust people to be themselves.
Mm-hmm. But
trust people to be themselves.
They have the discernment, and then follow that discernment, right? Because when people show you who they are,
that's right.
You have to have that ability to say, "Time you to walk away. It's time to get closer."
That's right. That's 100% correct. But give them the benefit of the doubt the first couple of times, because they may be going through some personal stuff deep inside. They probably have a trust issue, just like I have a major trust issue.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized I have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Because one thing that people the benefit of the doubt. Because one thing that you can't control, all you can do is control the choice that you make. I can't control people. But one thing I can do is control the choice that I make. If I want to come closer, I'm gonna come closer. Eventually the truth gonna come out.
How important are the relationships in your life? The folks that you are close to, that you do trust, and then creating new ones. I mean, is that something that you hold so dear and so tight that it's the person I trust the most in my life? Be brutally honest. It's my wife. Well, it should be that way.
My wife is my wife, man. Because I've never been married before. And I never had a sturdy relationship. Because everybody, eventually, they tell you what you want to hear, but eventually the truth come out.
Mm-hmm.
My wife has been consistent. You know what I'm saying? And for me, you can't be afraid to be yourself. Nobody in the world come off the assembly line. Everything in this room came off the assembly line.
Mm-hmm.
We are human beings. We are different. We are a very peculiar species. We are human spirit. Nobody in the world could come from the assembly line. Nobody got the same DNA. God made every man that's walked this first. He made everybody different. Man that's walked this first. He made everybody different with their own unique gifts and talent. Nobody is a mistake. That's a fact. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You just gotta be yourself.
Gotcha.
You have to trust yourself to be yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
I love it. How do you grow? Like personal development, things that you do to be better? Because one of the things I say, how do I help people become the person they need to be in order to do the thing that they believe God put them on this earth to do, the purpose that they have? How did Clay become the person he needed to be in order to do the things that you're doing? In order to do things, some of the things you did.
First of all, facial fears.
Face
the fear and move forward anyway. Because fear is FEAR. Fear is fear, false evidence appearing real. Everything that you facing is all in your mind. It's not real. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. That an illusion. It's an illusion that you think something's going to happen. It's you think something bad is going to happen. That same energy that you put towards something bad is going to happen. Why not be optimistic? Say something good can happen too. You know what I'm saying? You can be driving it's amazing how human body works. There's a guy I listen to all the time named Joe Dispenza. You can be driving your car down the road and an accident can happen. A car can flip over. Most people turn their attention towards the negative stuff instead of the positive stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing how you can do 1,000 things right and people do one thing wrong and you hearken on them for that.
Yeah.
So how you grow is trust yourself. Okay. Trust yourself. And that's what comes. You gotta be honest with yourself. That's what comes from meditating, spending time with yourself. When you first get up in the morning, don't just get up. When you first get up in the morning, don't just get up and put your clothes on. Don't just get up and take a shower. Just lay there. Like what I do, when I first wake up every morning, I count to 100 backwards. That's what I do every morning.
Okay.
It seems simple, but try it. Count backwards. These are going forward. I count to when I first wake up. I'm laying down. My mind starts counting backwards.
Do you get to zero?
To get to zero.
Because my mind would start thinking about other stuff, or go back to sleep like I got anesthesia or something. To get to like I got anesthesia.
This is where you have to control your mind. It seems easy. Try it. What's 100 is what? Just 100 seconds. It's 100 seconds.
It's less
than 100 seconds.
That's right.
That's right. But then that's when the thoughts of other things are gonna start coming in. That's when you got to control your breathing. You can control your thoughts. I get to 100 sometimes, then I get to 50, and I start thinking about other things. That's okay. Let me.
Gotcha. So you actually, I just did a video this weekend. It'll come out on September. I just did a video this weekend. It's called "Going to School with Dr. B." And so this weekend I talked about the do's and don'ts that you should do in order to improve, in order to start moving forward. And one of the things I is when you wake up, the first thing you do is 3 things that you're thankful for.
That's right.
What are 3 things? You're not going to do 100 right now because you aren't that person yet. You're the person who can maybe think of 3 things you're thankful for. I'm thankful I woke up. I'm thankful that I have a job. I have a roof for me. Whatever those, I have a job. And then I said, well, 3 things. I have 30 of these. I'll do it, but I have 30 of this.
Correct.
Not touch your phone. Not touch your phone first. Do not touch your phone. Have your phone. Not have your phone. If you have on a stool or on a dresser or something else. If you're watching into your phone in the bed before you have a chance for your mind to be able to look at and be attracted to the things that you're trying to do, you're going to lose every time.
That's right.
There's somebody else now taking over your mind first thing in the morning. How are you going to let God and yourself how are you going to let God manifest things that you want to manifest somebody else's control? And that phone will control. I'll just stop there.
No, you're 100% correct.
So counting to 100, counting backwards to 0 from 100 is
that's when you get this thing called firing and wiring. You got all kinds of thoughts coming to your mind in a million different times, and you have to like control your breathing first. Close your eyes. It's okay. Sometimes you have to say thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Sometimes you have to say thank you. Thank you. And you're right about that phone.
Destroying people's lives. It really is. I mean, it is a great tool. It is a great. That's what it is. It's a tool. But people use it as their friend. You know, because the things on the other side are more. You go to a restaurant days, and you look around, and there'll be more people sitting at a table, and they'll all be looking at their phone.
Wow.
The people that they're with aren't as important as something else. Oh my God, are you kidding me? You came to dinner to spend money, to spend time, to create relationships with another human being. Create relationships with another human being. Let me go to a restaurant. You go to a restaurant or doing this. The whole time that they're sitting on
that's 100% correct. To be honest, because I have done it before. I'm not gonna front. I did it before. My wife and kids, and I'm looking around, but I catch myself. I'm like, hey. Man, we got all four people here. We all get our phones out. Let's put the phones away. Let's just have a conversation. Phones away. Let's just have a conversation.
At Thanksgiving, I had my family put the phones in the basket. How am I going to take pictures? You know, I got to take pictures. I said, if you don't want your phone, if you want to have you need to trade your phone with another one of your siblings. So you give your phone, because you can take a picture with their phone, and then they can send it to you later.
That's right.
They can, and vice versa. So that way you're not, I have to answer.
Correct.
And we have such good conversation when we get rid of that little device. And I'm not saying I use the device all day. I mean, I got more hours. I'm not saying I use the device all day. I run out of battery every day.
Correct.
I run out of battery, but I always have on the device. But I always have to check myself. Yeah,
that's good. At least one thing positive though. That's a positive side because you're aware of it. It's difficult to solve a problem when you're unaware that there's a problem. They say you're an alcoholic.
But you don't,
you have to admit that you're an alcoholic before you can solve a problem. You got to admit that there is a problem. You got to admit that there is a problem. At least we having this conversation is bringing awareness to it. Yo, we struggling with this area. We need to tighten up on that. That's a plus.
Okay, I want you to talk. Just talk to everybody, or talk about the films that you've created and why you created them. We got probably another 10 minutes left.
Okay. Well, the first movie I did when I moved here, it was I had a mentor first. His name is Eli Hill, 80-year-old guy. He took me under his wings. And he was like, Clay, you're very different. You are a talented guy. Like he said, you need to start producing your own stuff. He said something to me. And he said, man, there's a problem in this world. Find the solution. Tell beautiful stories. And I started like producing stuff. Then I worked with my good boy. Shout out to my boy Clifton Powell. Clifton is a big actor. Clifton Powell. Clifton is a big actor in LA. He did a lot of stuff. He kind of helped me along the way. Then I met my wife and I moved here. And there's one guy I gotta give him props. Because he said something to me. I know he getting backlash right now, but he's coming along. He said something to me. It was Will Smith. I worked with him on Hancock's. I had a small role, but he said something to me. He said, why do we exist as human beings if we can't make other people's lives better? Once you decide you want to make other people's lives better, your life will be phenomenal. Your life would never be the same again. Then I met my wife here in Colorado. Then I moved here. This is where I met you at. You had no idea that I had this story. Then I thought about that story in my mind. Then I came here. I said, let me find a way where I can be the difference maker. Let me just go to volunteer at a local homeless shelter. That's when I went to a rural one tonight. And that's where I met you. I remember it like yesterday.
And I just started doing
And I just started doing stuff.
And I did
Then I did Diamond in the Rough. Diamond in the Rough is in 9 different countries, 8 different languages. Then we just won Best Film for Soul Custody, Moonlight Soul. We won Best Film in Canada. I think it was Canada. And we won some awards in San Diego. Then my friend Vance won Best Director in Thailand. And Thailand
had like over 100 film submissions.
Thailand had like over 100 film submissions
Really?
from the United States.
Really?
They picked only 2 films in the whole country. It was one of the films that I produced.
That was just coming out.
And that one is coming out this year. Then I did another one called Beyond. Then I did another one called Same on the Inside. And we just wrapped on a film a couple of weeks ago called Music is Priceless. And so I have a lot of momentum now. I give God all the glory, though. Because the reason why I do what I do is not about me. It's about we.
Yeah.
Because one thing about it, though, every project that I put
every project that I put my name on, it's got to be a win-win-win. It's not a win-win-win. See, a lot of people, bro, they want to win. I add another win. I say win for me. It's a win for them. But together, we can make a win for the community.
I love add the community in there. And this year
you're going to together.
Yeah,
see, a lot of people want to take from the community.
Mm-hmm.
They want people to pay their hard-earned dollars
to go see their stuff in the theater.
Mm-hmm.
To go see their stuff in the theater. Everybody want to receive the money. What are you doing to help the community? Because if the community not involved, I'm not going to put my name on that project. And plus that project is we added like a little caveat, which was a high school mentorship program. Because we want to show, we don't want to reinvent the educational system. We just want to add to it to give the kids more options to choose from through the entertainment industry.
Yeah.
But they have to be willing to follow these guidelines.
They have to be willing to follow these guidelines, which is triple E's: education, empower, and encourage. You got to be able to respect your teachers, respect yourself, no bullying. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Because I don't want to see no kids go down the road that I've been down. Because some of them, they might not make it out.
Yeah.
Especially these days now, when people they're afraid to talk about their faith. You see what I'm saying? They're afraid.
So if you feel that you can make it out of this,
if you feel that you can make it out of this, you can feel that you can make it down that dark road without God. You got another thing. You fooling yourself. You tripping. Something wrong with you. God can get you out of that dark place. That's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah. I think like I have a prayer every day that says, "Dear Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you put me on this earth to do, and to please you and serve others."
Yes.
And that's the win. That's the win. If you can find a way to serve others, you can find a way to serve others. Why you can't lose. You can't.
That's right.
That's right. You're doing it, and to see that it's part of who you are, part of your life. It's part of your life. When you get up in the morning, you're figuring out ways that you can serve others.
Yes.
And if anybody gets anything from the show, anybody gets anything from this, is that in order to win, you have to
serve. That's right. See, a lot of people, it's kind of like that's why I love the sermon. That's why I love the
story about the farmer.
Mm-hmm.
The story about the farmer. See, a lot of people, they want the harvest.
Gimme.
Mm-hmm. But nobody want to be able to plant. Nobody wants to sow seed. You can never get a harvest without sowing seed. It's not going to happen. But when you sow that seed, make sure that seed is solid. Make sure to really go down deep in your integrity is there, your morals there. You ain't lying, you ain't stealing, you
have no hidden motive. Like my life is open.
You have no hidden motive. Like my life is an open book. I have nothing to hide. My life is an open book. I have nothing to hide. Nothing. It feels good to be free.
Oh my gosh. And that is part of what I learned, how to move from where we are, the stuckness that is in our communities and in our culture is, I don't know how to move forward. And so I want to just thank you for being on today, and thank you for spending time with us in this journey and what it takes to get the journey. Because your journey has been, I would say, probably harder than most.
I would say
Your journey
probably
has
harder
been
than most.
This
Yes.
easy
Journey has
road
not been
that
this
you
easy
hear
road
about in
that you
suburbia
hear about in
of
suburbia
many
of
communities,
many
right? It was
Correct.
I was literally born in the South.
born in the
I was
South.
born
I
in
was
a
born in a
family that had
had
issues, which is
issues,
probably a lot. But then
then
you were
you
able
were
to
able
pull out
to
of it. You were able to move forward. You
You
were
were
able
able
to not only seek God, but to seek your purpose.
That's right.
and then
And
find
find
your
your
purpose
purpose
and
and
you're
you're
doing it.
And
And
so I just appreciate
you
you big time for being here. Any one thing that you would love to leave with this?
One
I
thing
usually
that you would
ask
love to leave with this. I usually ask,
what would that be?
for the next guest?
The last
What would that
guest
be?
was
The
you already
last
answered.
guest was
Just
you already
I want you to talk about the purpose,
the
which you already do.
which
So
you
that
already
was-
do. So that was a,
But maybe if you have
maybe if you have
the next guest or any last thoughts that you love to share.
I just want to. I don't have no question for the next guest because everybody have different journeys.
Okay.
But I would just share with people: don't let your situation dictate your destination. Don't let your situation dictate your destination. Also remember, take your destination, and also remember, you're not where you want to be, but thank God you ain't where you used to be. That's my story. That's my story, and I'm sticking
Well, I
to
love
it.
your story. Hopefully, we'll have you back on, and then
Yes, sir.
we know that we're on. That would be great. So, thank you for being another part of another Journey to Freedom episode. I can tell that you enjoyed this. Subscribe, do whatever you do. I don't know all the things. Ring the bell, subscribe, do whatever it is to be part of this, and share this with somebody. Because if this is helping you, I promise you.
because if this is
Hey, don't
helping you,
forget
I
to
promise you,
God's
it's gonna help
greatest gift.
somebody.
And
Hey,
he
don't forget
wants
to
to
God's greatest gift, and He
You
wants
guys
to
have a
make you
great,
feel
wonderful day.
You guys have a great, wonderful day. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.